Welcome back, everyone. It is likely the end of an era when it comes to one of the big faces from this year's Olympics. Jim Wogan is here now with much more on today's events and other Olympic issues with special guest analyst Hazel Clark. Jim.
Kristen here with a three-time Olympian Hazel Clark. We've been breaking down all the action in London this week. Two big events today, obviously. Let's start with Michael Phelps versus Ryan Lochte. Final head-to-head matchup in the 200 IM. And Phelps wins gold. And, you know, all week long it's been Lochte versus Phelps. And Phelps kind of gets the last laugh here. He gets the gold. And really kind of a statement race for him, I guess, today against Lochte.
Yes, and the statement was, I'm not ready to move over yet, Lochte. Okay, so wait. But, I mean, it was a great performance for Phelps. I'm most impressed by him because he's been so pertinacious and been able to overcome obstacles and adversity and so many people doubting his ability and whether or not he was still going to be able to do it. And he came away with the gold, and he's also the most decorated Olympian ever. That's something that's great.
Well, and there's clearly no question, I don't think, that he's the best swimmer all time in the Olympics. Was this his Olympics? It was supposed to be his, perhaps passing the torch to Lochte, but Phelps, especially with the win today, has gotten the last laugh and sort of said, you know what, not so fast. This game is still mine.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think the game is still his. He's done such great things. I mean, and like I said, when you're the most decorated Olympian ever, that speaks for itself. So, yes, he's walked away and he should feel good about himself. And Lochte should not hang his head low because he has 2 golds, 2 silvers, and a bronze. That's great.
And as Kristen said, it's the end of an era because he's already said he won't race in Rio. We'll see. If it were me, I'd go to Rio, but that's just me.
I might take the trip, but I don't know if I'd be swimming. I might be enjoying myself if I was there.
Let's talk gymnastics. Gabby Douglas wins gold in the individual all-around, and perhaps the surprise of the Olympics so far that she comes, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but she certainly wasn't the athlete everybody was talking about on this team.
No, she wasn't the athlete everyone was talking about. But, I mean, if you watched her at Olympic trials, you knew she had something special. She won there, and she came through here at the Games and was absolutely amazing. She took the lead from the beginning, and she did not look back. She didn't disappoint, and her floor routine was thrilling at the end. It really was.
And Jordan Weaver, obviously one of the athletes I think most folks thought going in might win this, but Gabby comes up big. Her story is great. She's so young, 16. From Virginia, and to perhaps be on a Wheaties box next week. This is a pretty big step for this athlete.
Well, I was just going to say, remember we were looking for the new U.S. star? I think we found her. She's America's new sweetheart, and it's well-deserved. Gabby Douglas.
Very good. Two big events here today that kind of sum things up. Now, you've been kind of collecting photos all week with friends that you have over there in London, and here's one that came from your collection, and this is the Olympic Village, right?
Yes, I love this picture because it reminds me of walking around the village, seeing the different neighborhoods. You see the flags hanging off the buildings. Well, each country kind of sets up a little neighborhood, and you can walk out of your house and see maybe the Chinese neighborhood on one side, the Greek neighborhood on the other, and that's the amazing thing about the Olympic Games. The whole world is in one village, and that's really, really great. So
you see the Greek flags hanging off some of the buildings there, some of the balconies there, but another photo you sent. Aries Merritt will compete as track and field gets going here pretty quick. A guy with UT connections, and he'll race in the hurdles, 110 hurdles. And at the warm-up track, here's Aries. Now, he's still got a number of days to go before he competes. How hard is he working, and how much is this just a psychological thing? Let's get ready for this stuff.
Right now, the work is already in. He's maintaining, he's focused, he's stretching. We spent a lot of times icing and just really tuning up to get ready for that big performance. He's already won Worlds Indoors, and he's poised, people say, to win the gold, and I believe that. He's had a great year.
All right, Aries Merritt, one of the athletes we'll keep an eye on, as Hazel Clark has been there 3 times, competing in track and field. I'm getting excited for track and field coming up.
Oh, me
I
too.
know you are. We'll have much more on that as this week progresses and obviously into next week.